it's Shawnee. Welcome back. Somehow I have one client today, one patient. So I'm getting ready for that. A lucky person. No, seriously. They get all the attention, all the energy. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. And I think since it's, a chill day, I'm going to hang out with Danessa. So I use her Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette all the time. And I have a very simple look that I like to do with it. So I'm gonna use her. And instead of my regular moisturizer, I'm going to maybe, if I can find it, use her moisturizing balm. Give me one moment. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here is her moisturizing balm. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this. So I'm gonna hurry up because I was taking a nap. Well, I don't even think I can call that a nap. I think I was asleep. I feel like there's a difference between a nap and sleep. Like, naps are quick, right? Just a little, like, zing, a refresher. But sleep is like, no, you for real, you're cuddled under the blanket or whatever. You've got your bonnet on and all that jazz. So I was asleep. And I have on a different nightgown today. Be jealous. Where do you sleep in? Question. My sleep fashion ranges from zero clothing to like long t-shirt, and I love me a nightgown. I don't know that I've ever gone to sleep with like long clothing on. I get too hot. So even in the winter, I'm like, let's find a t-shirt and maybe some shorts. Okay, so we have that on, and I'm gonna use, I think, shade 9.5 in the blurring balm because I'm done with shade 9. So I'm gonna go in like lightly to make sure that I'm not gonna make my foundation too dark, but I'm using this as foundation. So this morning I got up, right, to feed, homegirl over here. I don't know if you can see her. Rose, the cat. Got up. I think I actually got up at the first alarm. I want to do like a favorites thing where I show you stuff I've been finding helpful lately, just for like life. One of them is an alarm clock. Oh, like a separate alarm clock from the phone. But what I found out, because I was getting pretty concerned about why I wasn't waking up at the alarm. And I mean, because also, I've been having sleep issues, so we're trying to rule stuff out. I'll be like, why do I keep not waking up at the alarm? Like, I know sometimes I hit snooze, but this is getting crazy. So I was looking on Reddit as I perused Beyonce's internet, and I saw someone was talking about the same thing. And I was like, okay, I'm not alone. Come to find out, somehow with, I guess one of the updates or settings with the iPhone or something, if you have your phone in sleep focus mode, your alarms and everything turn off. And I was like, I wish somebody had told me. So if you have those different foci, I would suggest looking at the settings for the sleep one, because I know I did not put turn off alarms, because I feel like every single thing keeps alarms on with the iPhone. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, so I got up, and I think that looks fine, right? We'll like balance it out with stuff. I got up and I realized that I didn't have any more wet food for this kid. And I was like, shoot, I thought I had at least one more can before the chewy thing comes, right? Now, I'm not a particular fan of this concealer Danessa has. So I use it more as like color corrector because it's just like, could it be more orange? Anyway, so I was like, I thought I had one more can because Chewy should be here today. And I didn't. And I was like, snap, because she's sitting looking at me like, I'm not quite sure why you're taking your sweet time. So I try not to look at her. And I just prepare to go to the store, right? Because there's a grocery store like right around the corner, essentially. This is the All Hours Concealer from Yves Saint Laurent. I need to buy a new concealer. First of all, where? Don't mind me. Or give me a second. Anyway, so yeah. I'm not making eye contact. I'm just like, I can go to the store and put on some, just real quick, some shorts and a t-shirt and book it out of here. I need to talk about t-shirts at some point too. I know, random. So I go and I manage to get like, it's not her regular food, which I don't like. But I got something with a little extra gravy because I was like, you know, my bad. Let's just treat you, right? Great. So I was hesitant to go to this store because every time I go to this store, the closest grocery store, I feel like I have encounters. Not like alien encounters or anything, but I just feel like I don't want people to see me, right? I don't want you to see my life. And that's one thing, like being a therapist. Even if I have a client and I see them somewhere, I'm not going to approach them and be like, hey girl, I'll see you Tuesday at 4. No, because confidentiality extends beyond the therapy room, right? Going in with the Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. And sometimes I be seeing people and I'm like, I don't always have on like going outside attire. You know, I remember in Missouri, since I was at this, what was I talking about? I was at this community agency, and I was the only black therapist. I think only person of color, period, maybe. And actually, we served a lot of black and people of color clients. So I was minding my business, the business that pays me, and I went to Walmart just to get some ice cream. Had on like full-on pajamas. I don't go out like that. I know the kids these days do. Of course, I run into a client. I ran into one at the mall. I ran into one at the hair studio or the hair shop. I'm just like, can y'all not know that I'm human and have a life? I don't want you to know. All right, so I'm going to go in. I'm just going to do a really simple look with this like I typically do. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, yeah, so the going today to this morning to the store, that was like the build up. Because yesterday, or the day before, what's today? Maybe the day before yesterday, I had vowed to never go to that store again because of an encounter. It wasn't with anyone related to anything I do in life. So I'm there. I had, you know, seasoned some meat. Initially I was like, I'm gonna make some tacos. And then I was like, no, you know what? I want some spaghetti. I'll make some spaghetti. I had everything but the sauce, which was the same for actually the tacos. I didn't have like the seasonings I wanted. And let me tell you, just like with the food I thought I had, I was like, I could have sworn that I bought these things. And I did, but I used them. So initially I was like, okay, I'm gonna get something to make the tacos, you know, season everything. But I was like, you know, I had tacos. I made tacos last week, I think. So I wanted something different. So, okay. Throw on some clothes again. A t-shirt, which I do have to talk about the t-shirts at some point. But that has to do with like more body image stuff. Anyway, So I go and, you know, I go into the store. I was like listening to a song. So I was like feeling I'm in a good energy kind of space. And so the one thing that's helpful with these is to use the putty, but then set it with the powder. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I walk in and it's like international foods aisle. So I was like, oh, that's where the spaghetti sauce gonna be at. So I go and I'm like, do I want Bertolli? Do I want your just broke down Prego, which don't sleep on Prego, okay? Or whatever else, right? So I'm like, just standing there kind of trying to figure it out. And I then turn around and I'm like, do I want different pasta than I already have at home? So I was like, I'm gonna get this pasta sauce, spaghetti sauce. So this young man comes up to me and I think he might have worked there. I'm not even sure. But he has on like a high visibility vest and I think he works there. So he comes up to me and he's like, ma'am, do you need any help with anything? And I'm ma'am now. And just the way he was interacting and things with me, I was pretty certain that he is on the spectrum. Yeah, just various things. So I'm not sure if some of the interaction was sort of based on some of that behavioral stuff. But I was like, oh no, thank you. I was like, no, I'm fine, but thank you so much for asking. And, I'm about to go about my business. But then he's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, can I ask you another question? And I'm like, sure. I don't like talking to people this long, okay? Because I just want to get in and get out. I don't know. What kind of conversation are we going to have right now? And he's like, are you by any chance related to Miss Shaniqua? Why? Why do you ask that, sir? But I didn't ask him why. I took a beat and I was like, no. And he was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Like, just, never mind. Just forget it. I'm like, okay. So I grab my pots and I get out the store. And, well, actually, I go to the self-checkout, right? Because I'm like, why they think I look like Shaniqua or that I'm related to her? Is she someone who potentially, like, tried to rob this place or something? And they're like, there got her cousin. She probably in on it. That's what I thought in my head. Maybe you would have thought something else, but you're probably not surprised if that's what I thought, right? So I'm like, let me get the WTF out of here. And so I go to the self-checkout little thing and, I'm checking out and I'm putting my number in for the discount coupon code. Let me a good coupon. And, I see this young man like speak to somebody else and I'm like, I don't trust nothing that's happening in this store right now. I don't know what's happening. So I'm like, I hope they don't think that I'm trying to take something. So I'm being very exaggerated with like taking my card out and putting it in the slot. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense, right? But I'm like, let me just make sure that they know I ain't trying to take nothing. And then I'm like, also not sure if I should make eye contact or not make eye contact with the person that he had spoken to. So I just said, have a good day. And I like walked out and I'm never going there again. First of all, why do you think I'm related to Miss Shaniqua? I think we all know why he approached me in the first place, and it's not because I was looking cute in my Old Navy t-shirt. And what if I was? What? Then I was thinking maybe Miss Shaniqua is just someone that always comes to the store. But to me, it didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense, and I'm still confused. And I kind of wanted to know why he thought that, but he shut it down real quick. He was like, oh, never mind. I'm like, okay. And then he just walked off and I just continued about my interrupted business. But I'm like, why did he think I was related to Miss Shaniqua? Who's Miss Shaniqua? What Miss Shaniqua do? And now I want to meet her. or Shaniqua. I don't remember. Or was it Shakita? Girl, it was something, okay? Let me know what you think, though. I've never worked in, like, a grocery store or anything and walked up to someone and asked them if they were related to Miss Shaniqua. Specifically, I've never done that. So, I'm still confused. And now I'm like, I don't want to come here. I don't want to come here no more. Because this is the place I come just for, like, quick... You know, you have grocery stores where they have some of the things you really want, and then another grocery store has some of the things you really want. This market is not one of those for me anymore. It's just like the closest. You can get the stuff, right? But I don't know. All I know is I'm concerned. Because, like, were other people thinking I looked like her? No, I don't even think he said related. I think he said, are you a family member of Miss Shaquita? So I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know. Did somebody send him it's like, did somebody send you? I don't know. It just feels very... Okay. Alright. I'm also going to use this for... some bronzer. Like, girl, y'all leave me alone. Just don't speak to me when I'm out in public. Just because, like I said before, people used to just walk up to me and start telling me their life story, and now I just keep my eyes averted. Well, either that or I'll be very polite. Hi, how are you? You know, have a good day. Que tengas un buen día. Like, you know, because I feel like people nowadays are so rude. Just have, like, no respect for others. I don't think there's anything wrong with telling somebody, hey, hi, hello, and, you know, hope you have a good day. I remember doing that once out here when I moved to the DMV, and somebody was like, what? And I was like, okay, then don't have a good day, ma'am. I guess y'all don't say hello out here. But sometimes when I go back to Cali, I'm like, oh my God, people say hi. Like, hey. Because out here, people are like, don't touch me, don't speak to me, don't even look or blink at me, okay? All right, I'm going to set all of this with powder and... Do I want any blush? Maybe I'll put on a little bit of the Danessa blush or not, and then, yeah, be right back. Here's the finished look. So, for a pop of color, rather than doing it on my face, I did it on my ears. I mean, come on. From here, it looks cute. Anyways, hopefully some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. I will love it if you like the video, and I will love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.